Are you ready, Rabbi? Should we start off with a welcome prayer? Prayer of Brotherhood, page 128, Pine Mato. Pine Mato Manai, Yevezakim Gam Yahad. Pine Mato Manai, Yevezakim Gam Yahad. Pine Mato, Yevezakim Gam Yahad. Pine Mato, Yevezakim Gam Yahad. Pine Mato Manai, Yevezakim Gam Yahad. Pine Mato Manai, Yevezakim Gam Yahad. Turn to page 142 for Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Aleichem Sharei, Aleichem Elyon, Aleichem Hamlachi, Akadosh Baruch Aleichem Shalom, Aleichem Shalom. And now we turn to page 138. Welcome the Sabbath Bride. We will be singing verses 1, 2, 5, and we'll rise on 9. Now we turn to page 144. Katsikash. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabbi. Yomad Ivrach Pirutei, Yamlich Malchutei. Bokai Gepon, Yom Echon, Uchai Decho Bet Yisrael. Bagala, Bagala, Ubizman Karim, Vimeru, Amen. Eishme Rabba Mevora, Le'alam Ulam Me'almayina, Yitparat, Vishtabat, Vitpavrit Roman, Vitnase, Vithadar, Vithale, Vithalal, Shemed Krisha, Brishu, Leilam in Kobirkata, Vishurata, Tushvekata, Vnechemata, Damiran Vihalma, Vimeru, Amen. And we turn to page 146. Please rise for the Baruch. Baruch et Adonai Hamavora. Adonai Hamavora. Le'olam vahed.
Continue 148. Okay. Cool. On 148, standing together in English at the bottom. Blessed are you, Adonai God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into the skillfully open the gates, colorfully altars our minds and changes the seasons, and arrange for ours in their heavenly courses according to you are our creator, day, rolling the light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzivaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, Prince of all evil. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ari Arabi.
We turn to page 150. To the Abba Olam. Ahavat Torah et Israel. Torah mitzvot. And now return to page 152, join us in the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Borei Shem, Yehod Malchuto, Le'olam Vaed. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'kol nafshecha u'kol me'odecha v'hayu ha'dvarim ha'eleh asher chitzavcha hayom al levavecha V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha v'beitecha u'lechtecha v'aderech u'shlatvecha u'tkumecha u'kshatam lehot al yadecha v'hayu lekodafot b'eineinecha Ukratam al mezuzot leitecha ubisharecha laman tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kishim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher tzeitzti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
One 58 is Nika mocha ba'elim Adonai, Nika mocha nedar ba'kodesh, Norah Hilot Oseh Bela. Who is like you, O God, among the gods who are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Malchutecha ra'u banecha, Hokei Yam, Lifnei Moshe Miriam, Ze Eli Anu ve'amru, Adonai Yimloch le'olam vaed. Your children witnessed your sovereignty. The sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried. Adonai will reign forever and ever. B'ne'emar, Yifada Adonai et Yaakov, Ugalom miyad chazak mimeni, Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from the hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. We turn page at the bottom, 160. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace, and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel for your name's sake. Be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and our coming, to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, the guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, over all the world, and over Yerushalayim, your city. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'al Yerushalayim.
Amen. Join us on page 162, Shamar. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. Turn to the main part of our service, the Amidah, page 164.
Please rise.
Adonai, Sefetai Tifta, Ufi Yagita Hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu Timoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, El Hagadol, Hagibor, V'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei B'neihem, L'man Shemo V'Yahava, Melech V'Zer Moshiach U'Magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Abraham V'Etzrat Saram. 68. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, L'chayei Hako Atah Rav Loshia, Mori Hatal, Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed, L'chayei Hako B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato, Mishenei Achar Mishamo Kabal Kiro Umedamela Melech Mili Umakaye Umatzia Yeshua Benem Al-Kolio Hakol Borokata Adonai Makaye Hakol 70. Atakadosh, Rism Takadosh, Utoshim B'Kol Yam Yahakua Selah, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ahel HaKadosh. Now we take a moment for silent prayer. Join us for Shalom Rav on page 178.
Something a little different, right? Last week, last Sunday, actually, well, depending on who you ask, on the Jewish calendar, last Saturday or last Sunday was Simchat Torah, which is when we finish the reading of our Torah cycle annually, get to the end, and then begin again. And unfortunately, since I wasn't here last week, it was asked if we could read the end and the beginning now. And I'll never say never, but there's almost never a prohibition on Torah study. It's usually light, so why not? We'll read a little Torah tonight. So I'll ask you in a moment. We'll be starting on page 363 for a little Torah service. And while you're all flipping to those pages, as a bad rabbinical student, I didn't write this down earlier, but two people graciously volunteered to hold the scrolls for us. We're pulling two out of the ark. Al, I know you are one. And if you were the second volunteer, now's your time. Come on up. And if not, can I have another volunteer to hold the Torah scroll? Stephen, all right. I think I did. And if you were the person who volunteered to do an aliyah, who's that? Anybody wants an aliyah? We have one. The whole congregation could do that. No pressure. Okay, great. We'll all do that. So we're on page. We're starting on page 363. Assemble the people, men, women, and children, and the strangers in your cities to hear, to learn, to revere Adonai your God, to observe faithfully the words of this Torah, and let their children who do not yet know it hear, that they too may learn and revere Adonai your God. I'll ask you all to please rise. We're on page 366. If you'll grab that door. Thank you. Great. Baruch Shenatan Torah le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato. Blessed is God, who in holiness gave the Torah to the people of Israel. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shema. Adonai we are not going to have a full-on procession tonight. This is just a little thing, but once we have these where we need them, I'll let you guys stay. And good news, you have to hold it, but you can sit. Well, you can sit it right here. And we're going to go with this one right here, and everybody else, we sit. We let Al sit first. He's got the heavy thing. For anybody who doesn't know, these are rolled to their extreme ends, so neither one of them is particularly comfortable to hold right now. They're both a little ungainly. And what? This is the one we're ending with. We're just going to leave this here now. I lied. We're going to use that one first. I forgot. We start at the end and then we go to the beginning. Technical difficulties. That's okay. There we go. All right. And for the reading of Torah, we say, Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamporach, Baruch Adonai Hamporach Le'olam Va'ed, Baruch Adonai Hamporach Le'olam Va'ed, Baruch Adonai Asher Baruch. That's the after one, isn't it? This is what you get when you're trying to unroll the Torah and where's the one thing?
What page is long?
Wait, someone save us. They're not on one. Baruch atah Adonai Nosei Hasorah. All right. It's always important to have notes, or in this case, it's always important to have a team. So, the final. Okay, this bookmark. This we are reading from the end of the scroll. This is the moment Moshe's death and the handover of power. Vayamot Sham Moshe, Eved Adonai, Ba'eretz Moav, Alpi Adonai. And Moses died there. Moses, the servant of God, died there in the land of Moab by the command, at the command of Adonai, at the word of Adonai. Vayikbor oto bageh ba'aretz Moav mul Beit Peor. And he was buried there in a valley in the land of Moab, near the town of Peor. Below Yada Ish et Kivurato ad Hayom Hazeh. And no one, even until this day, knows the location of his grave. Moshe ben Me'ah ve'esrim shana, and Moses was 120 bimoto when he died. Lo kahata enav, his eyes were undimmed. Velo nas lecho, and his strength undiminished. Vayivchu b'nei Yisrael et Moshe be'arvot Moav Shloshim Yom. And the children of Israel wept for Moses for 30 days on the plains, on the steppes of Moab. Vayitmu Yamei Bechi Evel Moshe. And then the days of their weeping and mourning for Moshe were at an end. Yehoshua ben Nun and Joshua ben Nun, Mal'e Ruach Ochma, Kisamach Moshe et Yadav Elav. Now Joshua, son of Nun, was filled up with the spirit of wisdom that he received from Moshe, because Moshe had placed his hands upon Joshua. Vayishme'u elav v'nei Yisrael, and the children of Israel listened to him. Vaya'asu ka'asher tziva Adonai et Moshe, and they did what God had commanded to Moshe, which is to say all the laws and keep going into the land. Below kam navi od b'Yisrael k'Moshe, and never again arose in Israel a prophet like Moshe. Asher yida'o Adonai panim el panim, who was singled out, or who was known by Adonai face to face. L'chol ha'otot v'hamoftim asher shilacho Adonai la'asot be'eretz Mitzrayim leFaro ulchol avadav ulchol artso. Never again was there a prophet like Moshe who was singled out or known face to face by God, who was sent by God to do these miracles and wonders in the land of Egypt before Pharaoh and all his servants and all the land. Ulchol hayad hazaka ulchol hamorah hagadol asher asa Moshe. And Moses did all these things with a mighty hand, with a mighty hand and with great power, le'enei chol Yisrael, in the eyes of all the people of Israel. Thus we finish one scroll, then begin the next. Right, if you're following along, you're going to the entirely opposite end of the Torah. 1-1. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. When it began, in the beginning, when it began, God created, brought forth the heaven and the earth. The haaretz haita tohu vabohu, and the earth was chaos. V'choshech al panei tehom, and darkness was upon the face of the home. Darkness was upon the face of the deep. The ruach Elohim, the presence, the breath, the spirit of God, merachefet, hovered over, al panei hamayim. The Spirit of God hovered over the surface of the water. Vayomer Elohim, and God said, Yehi or, may there be, let there be light. Vayehi or, and there was light. Vayar Elohim et haor kitov, and God saw that the light was good. Vayivdel Elohim bein haor uvein hachoshech, and God separated, yivdel, like havdalah, separated out between the light and the darkness. Vayikra Elohim, and God called, or God named, or Yom, called the light day, ulachoshech, and for the darkness, kara laila. God called it evening. Vayehi erev, vayehi boker, yom echad. There was evening and morning, day one. We're not going to do Hagba and Galila, but I will ask you to please rise as we redress the Torahs and return them to the ark. Even if I can cover on here. V'zot haTorah asher sa Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. We're going to do the same one over here. Torah, 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 Tivalanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tivalanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tivalanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tivalanu Moshe. Oh, you timed that perfectly. Good job, man. That's right. Right at the end of yours. Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Koach. Dr. Koach, yes. May you have drink. Tomorrow, shameless plug before we get to announcement. Tomorrow, if you come to Torah study, which I don't know what the time is, but well, we'll tell, yeah, please sit. We'll tell me what time that is. I think I'm going to say like 12:30 to 1 tomorrow. If you want to come, we're going to pull out the scroll that was just rolled to Genesis, Bereshit, and we're going to talk about the very beginning of the Torah, and we can even look at it right in the scroll. It's right there. It's already rolled. It's perfect. So if you come back tomorrow for that, shameless plug, like I said, among other things, it covers actually the creation of the sun. There's an annular eclipse tomorrow from 10:30 to 12:30. So put on your eclipse glasses, see the eclipse, and then come talk about the creation of the sun. What could be better? Anyway.
I think the time is 11 to 1, but you've got it. What's a good time for you?
Well, I am. Oh, is that when it's on the schedule for 11 to 1? Okay, well, shamelessly, I want to see the eclipse, and it's at its zenith right before 12:30.
Okay.
So, let's say 12:30.
I got it. 12:30.
We're going to be here at 12:30 tomorrow. So if you want to join us, 12:30 tomorrow, we'll have Shabbat morning kiddush, afternoon kiddush, and we'll study. Okay. In a minute, well, in a couple minutes, we'll have our Misha Be'erach, which this week feels especially important. And then we'll move into concluding prayers. But before that, I want to transition for a moment, and I want to talk about the situation in Israel. I said we'd be back here. I don't know about you, but this week's been hard. And I actually spent most of the week trying to figure out what I was going to say, because I'd had something totally different in mind. You know, we were rolling the scrolls. We were going to talk about, ending and beginning and, just going from one into the other in a seamless cycle of continuous rebirth and joy. And then last Saturday happened. And there's a story that's been sticking with me actually for the last few days that I thought I'd share with you, because it's influencing where I'm at and how I'm thinking about being here tonight in this moment. In the Talmud, the central book, that's misleading, it's many, many books. It's the central core of the Jewish legal tradition. And in it, there are many stories, and one of them recounts what happened right after the temple was destroyed. And in the story, the people of Jerusalem, after this happened, were disconsolate. They could not be consoled. They were weeping, and the destruction for many of them was the end of their world as they knew it. And so many of them went around saying, we're not going to eat meat. We're not going to drink wine. Anything that could have been offered as a sacrifice in the temple is now off limits to us. We'll give it all up. Because how can we exist? And a rabbi, one of the early rabbis, comes to them and says, look, you're being silly. You can't give up everything. You can't mourn forever. And later on, the rabbis ruled in accordance with this. And they said, yes, life will absolutely go on. We are still going to have weddings. We are still going to have feasts. We will still drink wine. We will still eat meat. But at all of these major life cycle events, the rabbi struck a compromise, and they said something will be left unfinished or broken deliberately or left out as a constant reminder through all of our joy about what we've lost, about the destruction of the temple. The war in Israel today, though, is not the destruction of the temple, and it will not end the Jewish world as we know it. But still, since it started a week ago, all of my joys, and there have been many this week, Simchat Torah, being here with you, the eclipse tomorrow, I'm looking forward to all of them. And at the same time, there's this little weight in my stomach. They are not as happy. These occasions are not as happy as they would be otherwise. That little pit in my stomach is, that little bit of incompleteness is pain and fear and doubt. I'm scared because we learned this week that Israel is actually vulnerable in a way that we didn't think it was, many of us, anymore. And I'm scared for the lives of the hostages who have been taken by Hamas. And I'm feeling pain for the thousands of innocent victims, both Israeli and Palestinian, because there are innocents on both sides who are hurting and who are dying because of the massacre and the acts of terror that were perpetrated by Hamas. And I'm feeling pain for all of them. And finally, I'm in doubt about Israel's strength, safety, and security at this moment, and even about the cohesion of some Jewish communities. But make no mistake, This is not the end of the Jewish world. And yet, in this moment, something has been lost, and I don't know when we'll get it back. So what should we do? Some of us want to take action. Some of us need to talk. Some are going to want to follow all the news as it comes out. And others will feel that they need to keep a distance. And all of those can be healthy strategies for coping with this tragedy. And none of them will change what happened. Nothing can do that. In the coming days and weeks, as the situation continues to develop, though, my hope is that you will all be here for each other and for yourselves. I hope that you'll give yourself permission to feel whatever it is you are feeling without judgment, because it's not wrong. And I hope that you can feel secure and safe expressing those feelings to yourself and to others. And I hope that you will give yourself the time and extra space that you need for those feelings, even if it means taking a moment out of the day that you hadn't expected, or canceling an appointment. And in all this, I think it's always important to remember the words of our sages, Am Yisrael Chai, the Jewish people, the people of Israel, live. So we will say Misha Beirach for all those in our community who are in need of healing, since we read Torah, how appropriate. And we'll also think of all those people in the Middle East right now, in Israel, in Gaza, in the West Bank, whose lives have been disrupted by this as we pray for them together.
Make the source of strength. Help us find the courage. Make our lives a blessing. Let us say, we shall.
And just in keeping with the spirit of where we are and how we're feeling, on 5:16 and 5:17 are a prayer for the congregation and for Israel. Please click there and join me to the light. Source of all being, may the children of this community learn these passions from us: love of Torah, devotion and prayer, support for the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction, and may we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts bring fulfillment and joy. And on the bottom of 5:17, in English, first we say, though, pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, Bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love, spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen. At this point in our service, this balance of joy and all of those other feelings we have, we should hold on to them, and we're going to conclude our service and celebrate together. The Kiddush for Shabbat is found, we have it. I think
Page
it's on
123, I believe.
Daniel to the rescue. It's on page 123. So if we have a cup, we'll grab a cup. And Daniel will lead us in the Kiddush, followed by the Aleinu, and then we will read off our insights before the Messiah.
Wait for the cup to be brought up.
Yes, that was my fault. I didn't grab it. I'm sorry.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei uri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kadsho v'yahava v'ratzon infilanu, zikaran l'maaseh v'reishit. Yom Tehillah Mikrei Kodesh Zecher Yitzhak Mitzrayim Yivanu B'Charta Yosanu Kidata Mikol Ha'amim V'Shabbat Kashasha Yehavahu V'ratzon Inchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. Leinu's on page 587.
586. These were out there.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teikr yotzeh b'reishit, lo asanu kilyei haratzon, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot adamai, lo sam kamtenu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol ha'olam, v'anachnu kordim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, Lifnei melech ma'eh hamachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yehu notei shamayim v'yosed haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim imah, u'shkinatu zo, v'goveh merovi. Eloheinu Eino, Emet Malkeinu Efesulato, Kakatu B'Torato, V'yadata Hayom V'Hashevota, Elo Ba'decha, Ki Adonai Hu Elohim,
591.
V'nei mar v'hayar no l'met rao ha'ha'aretz
Please be seated. Time has come for the announcements, and there was a list here, so I am giving them. Happy birthday to all those celebrating a birthday this month: Melissa Yarborough, Lane Norman, Victoria Curtis, and Ben Hazelcorn on the 29th. He's not here, but find him on the 29th. And happy birthday to heck out of you. Anniversaries: Peter and Pamela Sosstein. Their anniversary is in just over a week. Happy anniversary. Some things coming up tomorrow, 12:30 here. Lunch, learn, Kiddish. What's not to love? If you got a few extra pairs of Eclipse glasses, or if you get her a few extras, I don't know, I'm just saying. 6:15, we're doing Havdalah. Where are we doing Havdalah? At the beach again?
Any idea you want to do that there? Because you either go,
Well, you guys gotta decide. I'm not a local.
we either
So
go to, let's spot Bay Park or out on the beach.
great, pick one. Great.
Look, well, May, is that what, okay, yes.
We're going to the Bay tomorrow, 6:15.
Going to the Bay?
Yes.
We're going to the Bay tomorrow, 6:15 for Havdalah.
What time?
6:15. Shabbat's gotta end and you should be there to do it with us. 6:15 PM at the Bay. Someone afterwards will tell me how to get there. Wednesday, October 18th, there is a sisterhood meeting. On the 18th, sisterhood's meeting. Friday, November 3rd, I'm gonna be back here and there's a potluck dinner. Look at that, and service again. Saturday, November 4th, again, there will be a lunch and learn study, and at the end, there's a interfaith council potluck. I mean, that's not the love. Havdalah will follow the potluck dinner on Saturday, November 4th. Any announcements that I missed? Anything?
I take my keep off here.
Well, don't do that, keep it on, but
Are we having a sale on the fifth? Was that the day?
Yes.
And
Yes.
we're having a Hanukkah, sale? Simple enough.
a Hanukkah drop.
I don't know.
Yes, we
What day?
will have, Hanukkah gift wrap, Hanukkah, candles, Hanukkah.
It's a Hanukkah pre-party on November
It's
5th.
a sale.
Sunday,
yes.
It's
It's a party and a sale
Yes.
on November 5th. Come buy some stuff, schmooze, get ready for Hanukkah. You've only got a month after that, so now's the time. And before we conclude our service, though, we've come to the mourner's Kaddish. And first I'll read the names of those recent those recent deaths that we are still mourning, the yard sites for this month, and then I'll invite you to share the names of anyone else who's on your heart tonight or who we may have missed. For those recent passings that we are still mourning: Georgie Hartzog, wife of Terrell Hartzog, Margaret Marge Usant, Joshua David Bruce, the nephew of Carolyn Sickerman, Harry Merlis, the father of Lois Oswald, Gail Painter, wife of Brian Humboldt, and John Peter Oswald, the beloved husband of Lois Oswald. And this month, we are also observing the yard sites: Herman Miller, father of Nathan Miller, whose yard site was on the 5th, Maurice Belsky, whose yard site was on the 6th, Ronald Wolf Feldstein, whose yard site was on the 6th, Nicole Stewart, the daughter of Nathan and Ann Miller, her yard site was the 7th, Aaron Krupka, the father of Joseph Krupka, whose yard site was on the 12th, Melvin Zippis, whose yard site is coming up on Monday, Father Paul Zippis. RVJ Glass, the son of Sonny, and Alma Glass, whose yard site will be Wednesday, the 18th. Erwin Goshen, whose yard site will be on the 19th. Ronald S. Gordon, husband of Yvonne Gordon, whose yard site is on the 29th. Viva Mallory, the wife of John Mallory, whose yard site is on the 31st. And Mary Ludwig Serrata, whose yard site is on the 31st. If there are any names that we missed, any names I mispronounced, or anyone else that you are thinking of tonight, I invite you to share their names with us before we rise to recite the Kaddish one 5 times. Please rise. Yivgadal, Yivgadat, Me Rabba, Alman, Yivra, Tirute, Yomlik Maltute, Vechayekon, Yomekon, Aye, the whole Beit Israel, Adala, Bisman, Harbi, Bimru, Yehesh, Me Rabba, Niborat, Leolam, Ume, Almaya. Yitbarach, 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 Yitramam, Yitnasare, Yitadar, 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 Shnei Kuishka, Le'elam, Yitpomir V'Hirata, Yutbehata, V'Nefemata, Da'amiran, Be'alma, Bimru, Yehesh, Lama, Rabba, Yishamaya, V'chayim, Alim, Ve'al, Yisrael, Bimru, Oseh Shalom Bimrama, Huya Aseh Shalom, Alim Ve'al Yisrael, Bimru. May God bring comfort to the mourners of Zion. And we say, Amen. May their memories be for blessed. That's it for tonight. We're gonna join together for Motzi in the back, but balancing again our joy and our sadness, we've decided we're not gonna have any closing song tonight, but we'll join together for Motzi.
We're not doing it.
Some children aren't hear any music. Otherwise, I think it's so.
Thank you for your help with that. Thank you guys for being here. Yes. Welcome. Thank you.